Good evening, City Council. My name is Matt Simpkins, and I'm a management analyst at the City of Oxnard in the Community Development Department. The item before you tonight is a zoning text amendment regarding commercial cannabis regulations for manufacturing, distribution, testing, and retail dispensaries, as well as creating indoor commercial cannabis cultivation regulations. The proposed Oxnard City Code currently allows for cannabis uses for up to 16 retail licenses, 8 manufacturing licenses, 3 distribution licenses, and 1 testing laboratory license. In October 2020, City Council provided direction to allow up to 2 indoor or outdoor cannabis cultivators, and in January 23, the Community Services, Public Safety, Housing and Development Committee supported allowing only indoor cannabis cultivation and increasing the number of cannabis cultivators from 2 to 5. The committee also supported the locations where cannabis cultivation was conceptually permitted, however, prohibiting the indoor cultivation within the Rose Santa Clarita Corridor Specific Plan area. And in August 23, the Planning Commission reviewed the draft cultivation ordinance and amendments to chapters 11 and 16, recommending the adoption of the zoning text amendments and proposed indoor cultivation regulations. So a summary of the zoning text amendments are listed below. Number 1, improving the regulatory process and streamlining the cannabis uses through renewal and future solicitations. An example of this is the requirements for the renewal of the commercial cannabis business permit, as well as the requirements to apply for the commercial cannabis business permit and ownership changes. Number 2, conduct process changes supported by the police department as well as other departments. An example of this is a change of the duration of the cannabis employee work permit. Number 3, align sections of the cannabis ordinance to existing Oxnard City Code processes. An example of this is referencing the discretionary permit types, as well as allowing for a minor modification provision. And number 4, ensuring that the processes match state laws adopted since the cannabis program started. And an example of this is aligning state departments' titles and names, as well as aligning delivery permit processes. The proposed cultivation ordinance allows up to 5 indoor cultivation licenses, conceptually in 6 areas of the city, and they can be listed as the following: Sakiota Farms Business Park Specific Plan, McKine's Ranch Business Park Specific Plan, Arcturus Avenue, Northfield and Seagate Business Park Specific Plan, Channel Islands Business Center, and Statham Business Park. And the 6 locations for indoor cultivation can be seen here on this map. Those are the 6 areas for indoor cultivation. In 2018, the maps conceptually represented where cultivation would be permitted. These were presented to City Council for approval. In 2018, these are maps also identified 2 additional areas under the title Sakiota area. They are the Trabajo Drive area and the Camino Real Business Park Specific Plan area. Staff is recommending that these 2 additional areas are included for potential future indoor cannabis cultivation. So on this map this shows the proposed 8 areas, including the new 2 areas highlighted in red, the Trabajo Drive area and the Camino Real Business Park Specific Plan area. These once again were depicted in maps in 2018, The proposed new areas do not represent an expansion of the cannabis cultivation areas from what was first presented to City Council in 2018 and has been shown in various maps since that time, including in part of the Planning Commission staff report and attachments dated July 6th, 2023. So regarding the financial impact, there is no immediate financial impact to the city. And you can see from this table that by increasing the commercial cannabis cultivation numbers from 2 to 5, the annual revenue estimates would increase from $200,000 to $500,000. So our recommendation, therefore, that the City Council open a public hearing to introduce an ordinance amending chapters 16 and 11 of the Oxnard City Code, and also determine if the City Council wishes to include Trabajo Drive area and Camino Real Business Park specific plan area for indoor cannabis cultivation as originally depicted in the 2018 cannabis cultivation map presented to City Council. If the City Council does wish to, if the City Council does not wish to include Trabajo area and Camino Real Business Park specific plan area for indoor cannabis cultivation, approve the introduction and first reading by title only and waive further reading of an ordinance titled that allows, so an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Oxnard amending the Oxnard City Code chapters 11 to 16 pertaining commercial cannabis activity zoning text amendment number 23-580-02 and incorporate commercial cannabis cultivation sections 16-163 and an amendment to the Oxnard City Code chapters 11 and 16 allowing up to 5 indoor commercial cannabis cultivators in 6 identified areas of the city. Alternatively, if the City Council does not wish to include Trabajo Drive and Camino Real Business Park specific plan area for indoor cultivation, approve the introduction and first reading by title only and waive further reading of the following ordinance with the direction that Trabajo Drive area and Camino Real Business Park specific plan area be included within the areas in which cultivation is allowed. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Oxnard amending the Oxnard City Code chapters 11 and 16 pertaining to commercial cannabis activity zoning text amendment number 23-580-02 and incorporate commercial cannabis cultivation sections 16-163 and amendment to the Oxnard City Code chapters 11 and 16 to allow up to 5 indoor commercial cannabis cultivators in 8 identified areas of the city. That concludes our presentation for the evening. If you have any questions, we'll be able to answer them. Thank you.